Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Loretta of Mother's Tarot. Thanks for joining us, Loretta. Let me see who all is here to join us today. It looks like Jen Carr's been a couple of things in here already. Hey, Jen Carr. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Cat Mama's Meowed. You drop in. And hey, White Dragon. Hey, Cherry Z. Hey, Chris MK. Hey, Susie 007. Hey, Peace 8. Thanks for joining us today. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be actually talking to Loretta about her ET experiences. And the whole purpose of this channel is to make everybody's ET experiences normalized and make it easier for you to accept what's happening. People have been telling you you're crazy all your life because of your ET experiences, and we're here to normalize all that. Hey, Rose Blue. Hey, Amanda. Anyway, I'm going to start talking to Loretta. We're going to first talk about her channel a little bit first. And first, well, we're going to talk about your life in general. Where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in Kitsap County in Washington. So I'm just west of Seattle across the water. And I'm in Paulsville right now, but I grew up in South Kitsap County. So
are you? Do you see the water, or was the terrain around you?
Well, I have to drive down the road a little bit to see the water, but it's not a mile away.
So. Hey, Deep Albuquerque, son of what? Hi, how are y'all doing? Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, everybody.
So how long have you been living there? All your life? Is this where you're from?
I was born in Bremerton, Washington. And So, and I've been here, let's see, I left the county, let's see, in 1977 and went over to Spokane. Was there for a little bit of time, and then I was off to Alaska. It was a rescue mission by Earthlings. And I spent 15 years in Alaska, raised my kids up there, and then I've got 2, and then came back to Washington. At one point, I went over to Montana, lived there for a solid year. I had family in Montana. They went over there in 1972. So, and let's see.
Are your children still in Alaska, or where'd they go?
No, they're back here. My son came down back first, and then myself and my daughter came back down from Alaska. We drove out.
Well, tell us a little bit about your channel.
My channel, I was guided to go on YouTube. I never thought I'd be doing this. I mean, I'm just done. We're all, a lot of us who never even give a book report in school, and that's kind of where I was from. Yeah. So this is the last place I ever expected to be, and not in the public eye, not any of it. And I believe how they got me on here, the guides, is I started doing videos, and I was using pendulum, and it was directed at my siblings more than anything, the videos I was making. And, and they all think I'm kind of cuckoo anyway. So I wound up deleting all that, and I took a break because, of course, when you don't know what you're doing, the earthbound spirits, if no one else, they're going to mess with that pendulum, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I live in a retirement community, and this place is just packed with the walking earthbound spirits that, and they're not happy spirits either. So anyway, so then I took a rest from that, and then I came back and I created my channel, Mother's Tarot, about a year ago, and concentrated on the cards. And then I got myself rods because, before I went to school, I experienced watching my grandfather douse for water, witch water, with using a willow switch or willow branches. And immediately at that young age, I lit up inside, and I thought, I can do this. I can do that. So yeah. And then, so that was my first experience doing that. And then at 10, is when I had the dreams come.
At what now? 10 is when age 10? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about? So we're
Yeah.
going back to your childhood now. So when was was that your very first thing, was at 10 that something happened?
Well, yeah, that bothered me. Yeah. And I couldn't shut it off by myself, or I couldn't make it stop,
Mm-hmm.
Except for that I would go into sleep deprivation in
Right.
order, so I would sleep hard enough that I wasn't gonna consciously be aware of it happening. And those dreams came 2-3 times a week, uh, up until about 2 months before my 13th birthday, when I finally, because this voice was coming and it told me that I had to choose which one of my parents was going to die.
Mm.
And yeah, not a normal thing. And I refused. I kept refusing, like I said, up until just before I turned 13. And that's when they stopped, as after I made the choice. And less than 2 months after I turned 17, I'm standing over the freshly dug grave of my dad, my father. And, you know, yeah. So, and then at, what was it? It was 14. I was 14 years old. And that's when the missing time happened. But prior to the missing hot time, a few months before that, I was outside stargazing. We lived on 10 acres, and there was 9 people in the house, 3 bedroom, 1 bath. You want to clear your mind, you go outside. And so I stargazed, and that's the first time I saw a UFO, and it was way up there. I mean, I couldn't see the details of it, but I could see their lights flashing, and it made this rapid triangle shape. That's a pattern it was traveling at. There's no human that could have survived that G-force turn like that.
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself, that's not from this earth, not from this planet. In 1968, we hadn't even landed on the moon yet, you know. And then a few months later is when I accidentally caught a tree on fire on the back of the upper 5, and I was in the house when I saw
How
it.
did you accidentally catch a tree on fire?
I did something stupid, really stupid as a 14-year-old. I took a pack of smokes and a book of matches in a tin coffee can, placed it at the base of that tree because that's where I had built a tree house.
Mm-hmm.
What you do when you live out in the country, kid. And I was in the kitchen, doing chores, cleaning, and washing dishes. And I looked out, I glanced up, I was tapped. I call it tapped. I'm being tapped. And I look, and there's the tree on fire. I can see the base of it. It's not up far yet. And I took off running through the house. Mom's laying on the couch napping. And I run out that door. I grab the 2 buckets that we used to slop hogs with. We've got 1 garden hose outside, So I'm running with those pails in my hand, yelling, and then I vanish. I disappear. And when I reappeared, I was put in the middle of the kitchen, standing there, and I was just amazed. I was just amazed. And then I thought, WTF? And then I heard my brother scream out back, and that broke that. And my family never even acknowledged that I could have been gone or was gone. I went back to the tree. The burn went up about this far in the tree. The fence lines had not been taken down by any fire trucks. Nothing.
Wow.
And so I for me, I feel that it was a rescue mission for me, and they put the fire out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's the only missing, it's the only in my face missing time that I can remember. There
Okay.
may have been more.
Well, tell us what your next experience was.
No, that's well, other than the miracles and stuff, from the angels.
Okay. Well, tell me, how did you get started in tarot?
I started working with tarot. Let's see, Tommy's about 25 years ago. Yeah, about 25 years ago when I was in Spokane, and they had some festivals, mystical festival things that they'd hold at the Masonic Temple, and I went and checked that out, and and I had my chakras. This one woman, I went to her place and she did my chakra readings, and I had the stones down my back. I'd lay on the table and with this other one. And it was really, really good. But the internet had just started pretty much. And the first outfit out there that was giving tarot readings, I signed up with them and I was doing tarot readings.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, I thought, well, I'm going to do my own channel. So I created my own channel.
Now, that wasn't 25 years ago, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't hard to do back then. And when I first started on computers in Alaska, it was before the internet. We just had networks in the office. So I learned how to write DOS, a little bit, not, really good, but enough to put out a report. So I wasn't afraid to poke around and try. And I think at that time, Tripod was one I would use. So anyway, I built my own little website, and a gal came in and asked me a question, and I read for her, and her response to me is, "There ain't no way." You're out of your mind. She was a real introvert, and I had seen her in this real social gathering, and there was a lot of people, and I don't remember the particulars of it, but she was like, "There ain't no way." And then a week later, I hear from her, and it happened, and she was totally blown away, and she kept coming after me for readings, and I said, you gotta wait until some time passes. We got to have a little rest here, for the universe to work its magic. And I realized then that I was not ready for this human part of it, with how to deal with people in this manner, and, for me or for them. So, I walked away from it, and didn't pick it up again until a couple of years ago, and then I didn't pick it up right away. I picked up a pendulum.
Pendulum person, then the parents. My journey was just a little bit different, where I was starting a podcast because they were telling me I needed to write, not a podcast, whatever we call it, the one that you write on.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, it wasn't a podcast, but I'm a terrible writer, so I thought, my stories were terrible when I was putting them out there and writing. So then I decided, okay, they're still wanting me to do this. I tried to beg them not to let me do it, but I had to tell my story. So then I went on YouTube, started that, and I went, okay, this is easier. So that's how I started. But no, we had no intentions. No, not this introvert going out there in public like this.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of things that I would have never done in my life. And they put me into situations where, and they would put me where I gotta be. People would walk in, this and that would happen. And it's like,
thanks, Rose Blog. You're right. I was terrible at it.
Yeah, but I've done a lot of things that I never thought I was ever be.
So when you started all this, were you connected? Like, I mean, you've had a connection where you had to make a choice between your parents, which that was definitely a negative entity that you must have somehow gotten rid of. But what are you connected to now when you're like channeling information or getting information or are you connected with anybody?
What I am doing, because of the experiences I had in my young age, I call on the archangels.
Okay.
Okay. And I found the ones that are associated with the major arcanas. So those are the ones I use. Mm-hmm. And also I've just recently realized, because, it's kind of always bothered me, because but everybody seems to always go back to their higher self, And so I thought, okay, my higher self hangs with the Holy of Holies, with the archangels, Christ, the masters, all of them. So when I need help now, I need answers now, I get my rods out and I talk to my highest self, the one that is up there, the one that knows everything. You got the access to the Akashic records. You got access to stuff I don't. So that's what I'm doing now.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. Is there anything you want to tell us about what you're dealing with? Or have you been dealing with any ETs or anything, any type of experiences here lately?
Lately, what I'm doing is I'm doing a lineage star spread. Now, this is real important for me to do. Like I said, I'm being guided to do this. And the lineage star spread in this galactic heritage cards.
Oh yeah, I have those. Actually, yeah. I do have those.
Yeah, and then
I actually gave those to Danny when he was up here last year.
Yeah, Danny, I saw them. Danny was using them, and so I ordered them.
I didn't connect with them, so when he was up here, I gave them to him, and he immediately connected with them. And I'm sitting there going, "What am I missing here?" But I don't connect with the cards.
But what I love about them, as an earthling, we are disconnected with our true history and how it all came to be, And I find the answers, if you read the cards, are in here, because we weren't the first on the scene, the other planets we're supposed to be a new planet,
So you use the galactic heritage cards? Do you use any tarot cards?
Not in this particular one. When I do the star lineage spread, it's more of a learning. It's a learning experience, both about us and all of us earthlings here on Earth. Right. So it's more educational, which I like, because I feel like I need to be educated on this. I know I wanted to hit you with some questions, So, I have a need to know. So I really, really love that about the Galactic Heritage cards. And then I've just, I was guided to create an oracle cards about 6 months ago. Why? I don't know. But I just started, I was just told here this last week that I am supposed to use them in readings called Heart Matters. And I figure this is to kind of help everyone in getting connected back with their heart and, in everything they're dealing with in their daily lives around them.
Well, actually, that's what the Lionsgate's all about, is we're supposed to be connecting with our hearts, and solar plexus are the ones at the forefront during this Lionsgate. In fact, we can talk about the lion. I've got stories about the Lionsgate. I have had a busy week.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, this is what the Lionsgate, is brought forward for me. And it's like the heart of the matter. And the spread is, it's this 10 card spread, just the Celtic cross as a guide. And like conflict here is one of my cards, So that'd be the heart of the matter, And then, if you got a broken heart, I got meant to be, just all kinds of heart related issues that come up for us, So anyway, so I just started that. And I've done Generation X and the baby boomers, readings for them, just stuff I'm guided to do, because I'm not guided to do political readings. I'm just not. But I do readings on the energy of the United States, and I've recently done one, and I don't do them often, but I do them.
Now, if somebody wants to get a personal reading with you, how do they contact you?
motherstarot@gmail.com. Mother's Tarot, at gmail.com.
Okay. And so what kind of readings do you do for people?
I'll do any kind of reading they want.
Okay.
So they just got to ask a question and I'll read on it.
So is it cards, mediumship?
Cards. I use the cards, and I've also used the rods for people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't use a pendulum anymore. And sometimes things will just come in. Yeah, but I don't base myself on being able to channel, because I don't know that it's gonna just come like that. So I use cards.
Everybody has their different avenues. I'm just letting everybody get to know how you what you do and how you do. So if they want to book a reading from you, they're looking at, you're going to be doing cards. So that's pretty simple.
Cards and the rods. Yeah.
Right. Is there anything else you would like to tell us before we start going to the questions in the chat? The channel, your life, things people need to know about you that would draw them to your channel?
Well, there isn't anybody else like me, so.
So what it makes you so different than everybody else?
I know I'm different. I like the teaching part, like this galactic heritage, the star lineage spread. But I like being able to help people with the cards, So if you've got a question, I'll read on it. And it doesn't matter if it's political or whatever. Of course, can't do medical or legal, but anything else, of course,
So it's called a lineage spread?
Yeah, it's the star lineage spread. And it's very educational, informative, and I'm using me for a basis. And what I'm also doing is I'm tracking all of the cards that are pulled with each reading. And eventually I will get to, when I'm guided to, I'm going to see which ones have come out the most out of, say, a year's time, and see what the big message is coming through. And so I like that part, that I'm tracking that, and I can do readings for anyone else that wants their star lineage.
Now, how long does it take you to do a star lineage reading? Can you do it with somebody in the chat if somebody wants a star lineage reading?
Well, it's probably about 40 minutes.
Okay.
Most of the readings have been going about 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we go to the chat?
No, can't think of anything else. Let's take some questions.
Okay. All right. Susie's in the background, and she's been starting the questions for us. So,
all right.
Hey, Jen Card, Dr. Gail, I'm not sure if you will be taking questions, but if so, you've said I was being trained for the ships. Can you see if I am working on them yet? And do you know which one? Thanks. Well, I kind of remember that, and you were not being trained for a specific one yet, Jen. But let's see if you have moved to a specific one, if you're still in training. Are you still in training? You're still in training. You have not been assigned a ship yet. So they're saying they've got a lot of training. There's a lot of training that needs to be done because it looks like to me, I think you're learning to fly the spaceship. Let me see if that's right. Yes, you're learning to fly the spaceship. So that takes time. That takes discipline. That takes, I'm telling you, when you're trying to connect to, when you're human and trying to fly a spaceship, it takes a lot for you not to bring in your human thoughts because you have to really concentrate and not have those thoughts come in. I mean, because I made so many mistakes in the beginning. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes I made was when I was flying the spaceship. Is in my mind, I was going, I want to see that ant on Earth. And we just went, ooh. And, anyway, so you make a lot of mistakes. So it takes a lot of training, it takes a lot of concentration. So you're going to be being in training for quite a while, Jen. So just enjoy the training. You have anything to say, Loretta?
Well, I thought I would pull an ET and spiritual card and see what we get.
Well, I've got 2 ETs here helping me today, Matt Kai and Sally.
All right. Well, I pulled the Alpha Draconius. You've encountered a being from Alpha Draconius.
Well, that's not the greatest thing.
No, well. This is what I need to interview you.
I want to know what that Alpha Draconian is. Now, my history of Draconians, I mean, I know there's some good ones, but, and I probably should be immediately going burr up about them, but yeah.
I've also got that you've encountered a being from Apollonia.
I don't know that one.
I don't know. Okay. Oh.
Okay, well, let's go to the next question.
Okay.
Hey, Jerry, I also had a question. If you're taking them on encounters at night, I have had a mark on my forehead with swelling and a weird dream I cannot fully remember, other than I was on another planet. Let me see. Let me check it because immediately, and this is going to be weird, Sherry, is that mark on your forehead looks like it is a mark from your family that y'all all have on your forehead. So when you're going to that planet, it surfaces. I think it's always there for you, but it surfaces because it's part of who you are and part of your family. And I like the looks of it. I mean, let's see if I can draw this. I'm not sure if I can draw this or not. The mark I see on your forehead. Okay. This is terrible. This is terrible. But it's kind of, I made it tiny. It kind of looks like that, but it's a little more swirly and more elaborate than that. In fact, there's a bottom piece to this. Let me make this bottom piece. Kind of like that. Anyway, that's what it looks like. But anyway, it looks like to me it surfaces when you're around your family. So when you're on the planet, it surfaces and that's just part of you. So when you came back and still had a mark on your forehead, just hadn't gone in yet before you saw it. Probably most of the time you never see it, you never notice it, and just this time because of the weird dream, you probably saw it this time. But I love that mark.
Yes.
All right, Loretta, do you have anything?
No. I don't know even how to approach that.
I haven't ever seen that before. Somebody a mark on their forehead like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next. Hey, Isabel. Hello. Please help. Why is my life so chaotic at this point of my and did and was that an Arcturian in my daughter's bedroom? Okay, Isabel. Okay, looks like there's 2 questions here.
Yeah.
Why is your life chaotic? And was I not Arcturian in your daughter's bedroom? Well, what I'm immediately getting about your life being chaotic is that it's your own, like they're saying, like own flourishing or own doings, or you're the one that created the chaos. You have control of the chaos. You can calm the chaos down. But you seem to be so involved in it and so emotionally involved in it that you can't step aside to see it, and that it's going to take you stepping aside, looking at how chaotic it is, and not responding to it like you normally do. Learn how to look outside in. That's the message I'm getting. But it looks like to me, this is mainly your creation, your reaction to that creation. Okay. Anything on that?
I got temperance. So moderation. You need to find some balance. And was that an Arcturian in your daughter's bedroom?
Oh, yeah, it's Arcturian in her daughter's bedroom. I'm not sure if it's an Arcturian, but there was an ET in there.
Let me see if I'll pull an ET card here. This is from the Martian deck. So Mystic Martians Oracle. Let's see what we get here.
No, I have that deck and I like that one.
See, I get the reptilians.
Okay.
I know they're not a real.
Now, there's some really good reptilians.
I know there are some reptilians that are good, just like the other card I had out, and you said, there are some good ones.
But wondering if it's an Arcturian is pretty far cry from a reptilian. So let me see if I can tap into this just a little bit more to see. I normally don't like answering questions on somebody else because it's easier when it's that person asking the questions and it's almost like invading their privacy. But there was, I'm gonna just stop it there because it takes more to tap into that. There was an ET in there. I probably would need to be tapping into her energy to figure out what kind of ET that was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's go to next.
Okay.
Hey, curious cat. I have a situation with my sister regarding my mother's estate. I trusted her and now feel I probably shouldn't have. Any idea how this will turn out or advice? Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to give you the best advice ever, curious cat. Go to Nancy Jean's channel.
There you go. Yeah.
She is fantastic with that kind of stuff. So if you don't know, it's Nancy Jean's Garden. I tend to do ETs and health and that kind of things, but estates and those kind of things, that's not where I go. But I tell you, Nancy Jean is fantastic with that. So go to her channel. I think she'll be doing a show on Thursday. So go to her channel and she can help you with that, or get a reading with her, Curious Cat. I mean, she can walk you through this whole scenario of your sister and your estates and that kind of stuff. She is fantastic with that.
Yeah.
So, you have anything to say, Loretta?
Nope. I think Nancy Jean ought to handle that one.
Yeah, she's excellent at it.
Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, even to the legal stuff, she's excellent at it.
Yeah. Because it falls into the legal realm. And yeah, it really does.
All right, let's go next. Hey, peace sake. Hi, Dr. Gail. I woke up 2 nights ago, eyes closed. I could see 3 small graves around me. I was not afraid. Good. I asked what we were doing. The reply was upgrading. Was this a dream or real? Oh my gosh, peace sake. That was not a dream. That was real. You were seeing them in your third eye. Yes. Good for you. And they were upgrading. I was expecting you to say they were doing some health upgrades. They could have been doing health upgrades, but yeah, you were getting upgrades for 3 grades. Yay!
Yay!
So glad to see that. That's great. So, do you have anything else to add to that?
Well, I think you're right on the money.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just fantastic that she saw them and ask them a question, because I'm guilty of that. I'll see them, but I forget to ask questions.
See, that's why I want to ask them questions.
Oh, everybody, whenever I say, oh, I saw this and this, and what? Did you ask them this and did you ask them this? I'm going, no, my jaw was open, my mouth was open, and I was in awe of what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, next. Hey, Cheryl, I would love to know what ET influence I have. I feel I am working with them, but unsure where they are from. Family. Oh, I thought you were listening. ET. No, I'm just laughing at that. Thank you for the hugs and kisses. This is Cheryl from Rhode Island. Many thanks for a few hints. Okay. Well, thank you again, Cheryl. Let me see what you have going around you. Immediately, I see a gray. Immediately, there's a gray. And it looks like a gray hybrid. But, Cheryl, I think you have a lot of influences. I think you've been on a lot of different planets. Let me see if that's correct. Yes. And you are working with the gray hybrids now. So, Cheryl, that's your biggest influence right now is the gray hybrids, but you've got influences from all over the universe, from all different species. And that's probably why you are working with the gray hybrids, because they tend to be a mix of everything. And so that's your biggest influence right now.
Yeah, okay. I pulled 3 cards. Okay. I got Andromeda. I got Zeta Reticuli.
Yeah.
And I got Sirius. Yeah, and I got Sirius.
Okay.
So, yeah. At least those 3.
Okay. All right. So, but Gerald, there's probably 30, 40, 50 planets that you've been on and different ETs you've been dealing with. There's lots. Yeah. So, but it's the gray hybrids you're working with right now. Okay, there you go, Cheryl. Okay, next. Hey, White Dragon.
when you had missing time. Says Loretta, when you had missing time, did you figure out why? How did you know it was missing time? I recognized that it was missing time, yeah. But I had nothing to draw from to figure out how or what, and the whole idea of star beings from people, life outside of planet Earth, that wasn't even in the thought process of, the majority of absolutely nobody I was around. So it took years. In fact, I think the closer I got to, it was right around my being 60 years old, when a lot of this stuff that had happened in my past, it was revealed to me what and why, So, yeah.
So it was revealed to you why you had missing time and why?
Yeah. How did you know it was missing time? Because there's no memory in between. And it was such a profound, alarming experience. And I actually did call my brother, the oldest of the boys. He's about 3 years younger than me. And I said, do you remember? He says, yeah. I says, do you remember what happened? And he said, I did that. I said, no, you didn't, Mark. I was the reason that happened. So it absolutely happened. I was there and I wasn't there,
So what he's asking, though, is how did you realize that you were missing time? Did you know when you left at a certain point what was happening, and then when you came back something else was happening? Or what was it that made you realize?
Oh, yeah, there was something happening when I left. When I disappeared, I was in a full-on run. And when I reappeared, I was standing in the kitchen.
Oh, there you go.
On the kitchen floor. Wondering what the hell just happened. Yeah.
So there you go, White Dragon. That's what happened. She was running. All of a sudden, she was in the middle of the kitchen floor.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Let's get the next question. Hey, Denise. Hi. Who and where was I visiting while sleeping? I saw a fluorescent parrot. Oh, wow. And a white iridescent dog-like creature. I was
Ooh.
communicating with them, so vivid and real. Felt more real than here. Okay. Let's see.
Oh,
I don't think I have seen. I would love to see a fluorescent parrot and an iridescent dog.
visiting. Where would you be visiting?
I'm getting that. You were on a dog planet. I'm not sure what that planet's called, but it has more than dogs on it. Should be Canine Planet. I don't know what it's called. I have to look that up.
Yeah, it's hard telling what planet that would be.
Yeah, she was on a dog planet. I know there are ones that have featured the dog. I just don't know the name of that planet. That's where she was, and there's more animals there than just the dogs, but they are the ones that are predominant there.
Well, yeah, because they've got the one planet that they're more like felines,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Could possibly be that one. I'm trying to figure out.
No, it's not that one.
No, not that one.
Those are Lyrans. No,
Oh, okay.
she was on the canine. She was on a dog planet where they actually wear clothes and they
Oh,
have like a dog head and their little
okay.
furry paws, and actually they have their feet come out, but they look like they have kind of like a human body.
Okay.
But I like that parrot. That parrot sitting back just talking. So Denise looked up to see, is that the dog star? I'm not sure, Denise. I was going to say, um, I know there is a planet or a star that is dog-like, and I really don't know the name of it. I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe you can look up, go Google it. Sirius is usually a water planet. This is actually a planet I have not been on. I've been on Sirius, but I have not been on this dog planet before. So I know that's the reason why I don't have the name of it. But canine or can something, CAN something comes up, but
Well, and they've got, yeah. So the insectoids, are they,
no, that's not insectoids.
well, and we're in. See, this is one of the reasons I'm getting into this because I want the answers too.
Yeah, I think Denise, maybe that dog star that you're talking about, is there a different name to it? Like it starts with a CAN. If it is, then it probably is the same. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go to the next question.
All right.
Hey, Jess of the WWL. I've experienced a night terror in which I was unable to move or scream and felt as if I was being dragged away, not sure if I was awake or asleep. What could cause something like this to happen? But Jess, this is a pretty common thing that does happen. Sleep paralysis, and you probably were aware most of the time when they're somebody or your ET family or ETs taking you on the spaceship or taking you somewhere to do some healing or taking you somewhere. Most of the time you don't remember it, but sometimes you do have a sleep paralysis, and sometimes you do remember some of these things, and you are unable to move or scream. Well, what they do to protect themselves, because most of the ETs are smaller than us, so they do paralyze you, because if you start screaming and punching and whatever, you're going to hurt them. So they do try to do that for their own protection, and it is for your own good. It's usually taking you, either they're upgrading you or they're doing something medical. But it is scary when something like that happens. So that would be a night terror, and to you it would seem like that. But more likely, I don't get that it was a night terror. I get that It's a relationship you have with the ETs.
Yeah, I used to have a dream that it bothered me real bad. And I was put into a maze. It was a building, a structure. And it was a total maze. There was no way out. So another reason I shut down my dreams. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is a very common thing that does happen, and people do have those night terrors and those experiencing not being able to move, and and usually what they're doing is dragging you out of the bed from your feet and taking you out. But that is the reason why they do that. It's because they are protecting themselves, because there's so many, especially humans. We tend to fight. We tend to start punching. We tend to start kicking. So they do get hurt easily.
Yeah, but with the mind control that they have, because they can make you calm, make you feel safe. Why wouldn't they just do that?
Well, even if they did, they're stopping you from hurting them, and they're calming your mind down. But still, you can't move, and it scares you. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way around it. That's going to scare you when you can't move and you want to scream and you can't scream, and somebody's dragging you away.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. Hey, Aramis. Massive vertigo last Tuesday. Sinuses or something else? Thanks. If this is not applicable, I can save it for Solaris Healing Center. Thanks. Well, I'm going to say I don't think it's massive vertigo as much as your ascension symptoms right now. Let me check that out, Aramis. So I think you're fine to get. I don't think it's a Solaris Healing Center question. It's ascension symptoms. You're getting major downloads right now, Aramis. That's why you're having massive vertigo, and they're telling me to expect more. I hate to tell you that, but more's coming your way. But it is big upgrades that you're getting, and it looks like to me they have blown open your third eye to get these upgrades. That's why you're having vertigo. Wow, Aramis. Okay, so just bear with it, and just take care of yourself. Get some more rest, whatever you need to do to go through this ascension and get these downloads. But it seems like this is important for you to get.
Yeah.
Okay, anything, Loretta?
What Dr. G says.
Okay. All right. Next.
Good stuff.
All right. Hey, Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. Am I still working on the ship? If so, am I working with anyone I know on Earth? Okay. Oh. Let's see. Definitely still working on the ship. That's a definite yes. But working with anybody on the ship, I don't think so. Let me look at that. No, you're not. You are still on the ship, though. So you are not working with anybody that's on Earth. You're working with all the ETs. So, because what they're saying is you're an ET.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you're working with all the ETs. Nobody on Earth.
Yep, that's what I get too.
Okay. All right. Next question. Hey, Katie. Hi, Dr. Gail and Loretta. Any interesting guys that I don't know about? Guys.
Interesting guys. Okay.
There's a blue one that showed up.
Interesting guys. Is there an interesting guy?
A blue ET guy that's a comedian. He's presenting himself and go, here I am, here I am. I think he needs an Arcturian. Let me see. What trends are not using comedians?
Yeah, here. I got the Palladians.
Yeah, maybe he is a Palladian. Let me see if it's a Palladian. Because it's no to the Arcturian. Yeah, he's a Palladian. But he is blue. That would make more sense with that personality.
Yeah.
So there's your interesting guide. What was that you called?
Arcturus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where I thought it was from at first, but they're saying no. But that's your interesting guy. You got a comedian as a guy. He's very animated. And he's from the Palladians, so he's Palladian. So there you go, Katie. Anything else, Loretta? That's it? Okay.
Yeah, just Palladius.
Okay. All right, next. Hey, Arsana, do I work on a spaceship? What do I do? Thank you. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so we're going to do yes and no on this.
I'm doing a no. I'm not working on a spaceship. You're working on Earth. You're working on Earth. You're working with the Lemurians. It looks like to me, Arsene, you have some kind of important role connecting to Earth, and you're working with the Lemurians, which is a real big job about connecting. But I don't have the details about all that. It's a humongous yes, that's what you're doing is you're working with the Lemurians, and it has to do with Earth. All right, Loretta, anything?
There's some teamwork going on, and yes,
Okay.
you are. Yeah, I don't get any more than that.
Okay. All right, next question. Hey, Indigo Jaguar, Intuitive Arts. Oh, wow. You have some nice.
Hi, Heather.
Is that Heather? Do you know what kind of work she does? Indigo?
No, I'm not on the ball enough to tell you that. No.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, Indigo Jaguar. Tell us what you do with that kind of name. It's a great name. I'm trying to find some info on Hadarians, which were from the planet Hadar in the Beta Ceteris system.
In the Pisces constellation.
Oh gosh, the Hadarians. Oh my gosh. All they are is heart. Heart center. Hadarians. Love, heart. Let me see. You go ahead, Loretta. I'm going to pull out my book to see more details.
I was trying to remember.
They usually have big hair. They usually have it's beautiful. Let's see if I can find more information.
I'm trying to find Hadarians. I have not.
This is my book that I have all my ETs.
Oh, good, because I haven't heard of the Hadarians.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Okay, I got it.
Okay, you take it away, Dr. Gail.
Okay, unconditional love, pure love. They live in a paradise. They're like Palladians or Andromedas. They're humanoid. They have heart-shaped faces. They have beautiful hair. That's the big thing I remember. If you see somebody on Earth that's from Hadar, they tend to have big hair.
Big hair?
Big hair. Big, huge hair. Yeah.
Okay.
And they tend to be short. They're beautiful. Of course, they have the male and female roles, but they're not defined. They kind of, anyway, they are also the ones that created or helped start the LGBTQ community. They don't have like typical roles of male and female. So the Hadarians are the ones that are helping us with that transition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Hadarians are just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue they have, usually in a relationships, they're in a big mess when they're in a relationship because they have no boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're
I'm told I have to work on that myself.
They're just like a big hug. They're nurturers. They're big picture thinkers. Their sole mission is to express your love to the world. So that's the Hadarians. It's express their love to the world. I mean, that's They're wonderful, wonderful. So that's the Hadarians. So I hope that helps. Indigo Jaguar.
And I learned something too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I love the Hadarians. So, and you just don't see much about them.
No.
But, yeah. There's not a lot of them here on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything to add?
No, but I'm fascinated about the Hadarians. I'm going to have to learn about them too.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take the last question. Hey, T-Boy 503. Hi. I woke up abruptly one night and discovered I was speaking out loud in a language I don't recognize. Was it an ET language? Yes.
Yeah.
T-Boy.
I would say so.
You were coming back from a planet and you were talking to everybody in their language, or actually your language. This is not their language. This is your language too. So the answer is big yes. You were, I don't want to say you were astral traveling, but it looks like your light body traveled there. And we're just having a good old time with them. So when you came back, you were still speaking that language out loud. It looks like to me you came back abruptly is why you were speaking that language. Why did you come back abruptly?
Yeah. I pulled the Syrians.
Somebody walked into your bedroom. There's something that happened that made you come back to your body real quickly. And that is why you were speaking that language. So there you go, T-Boy. Great ET language, your family. Okay, go ahead, Loretta.
I got Syrians. That's what I got that you were visiting. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Well, Loretta, tell everybody again how they can find you. Talk about your YouTube channel.
Mother's Tarot. Yeah, over on the YouTube channel. And yeah, that's how you can find me. You can email me, motherstarot @gmail.com. And I can do readings, answer any question. Well, almost any question. The ET things seem to stump me a bit. But, yeah.
Well, they stumped me too. I mean, it wasn't for my guides telling me stuff that would stump me. But anyway, so do you have regular times that you do YouTube shows, or is it kind of random?
No, it is random. I'm not on any set schedule. I have been putting the Star Spread Lineage out about every 3 days. That one has been coming out. So, yeah, but not on a schedule. No.
Okay.
And
all right. Well,
thank you for being here. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, and thanks everybody for being here. Thanks, Susie. Also, thanks the moderators for making this a safe place today for us. And we will see you soon. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, everybody.